Once there was a king who needed a new queen. "Let us find you a new queen," said the king's men. Esther and Mordecai were cousins. They lived in the king's land. They loved God. Mordecai said, "You could be the new queen." So Esther got ready and she went to see the king. The king liked Esther. He said, "Will you be my queen?" Esther said, "Yes." The king had a helper. His name was Haman. He was a mean man. Esther and her cousin were Jewish. Haman hated Jewish people. He did not love God. Haman had a plan. He went to the king. "Jewish people are bad. Help me get rid of them." The king did not know Queen Esther was Jewish. The king was tricked. God's people were in danger. Mordecai heard about the plan. Mordecai went to tell Esther. "Esther, save God's people. Maybe that is why God made you the queen." Esther needed a plan. It would not be easy, but Esther was brave. She would help God's people. Esther made a nice dinner. She invited the king and Haman. The king and Haman were happy. The king asked, "What can I do for you, Esther?" "Haman tricked you. You signed a law," Esther said. "It says to get rid of all Jews. I am Jewish." The king was mad. He did not like to be tricked. The king said, "Get Haman! Arrest him now!" The king made Mordecai his new helper. The king was happy with Mordecai. The king was happy with Esther. The Jewish people were saved. Esther was a hero. God used Esther to save his people.
Well, hey guys, how's it going? Welcome to Sunday School at Home. Glad that you're watching. Glad that you're with me wherever it is that you're watching from. We're going to continue today our series on Esther, which is going to be great. I hope you've had a good week so far. Let's pray, and then we're going to get into this. Dear Lord, thank you so much that you're with us. Thank you so much that we can be together wherever it is that we are watching from. I just pray that you would open our hearts to receive the message that you have for us this morning. Thank you so much that you love us. I just pray we have a fun time now together. Amen. All right, we're going to sing a couple of songs now. We're going to start by singing one of our favorites, which is Jumping for God. And then we're going to sing Down in My Heart again. Last week I had a few people say they really enjoyed it and found it quite funny with the stops. So we will do that again this week. But first we are going to sing Jumping for God. And the actions kind of get told to you as we go through. But you start off by jumping. See how high you can jump. Who can jump the highest? Jumping for God, it's what I like to do, so I'm doing it for you. Jumping for God, it's what I like to do, so I'm doing it for you. Clapping for God, it's what I like to do, so I'm doing it for you. Clapping for God, clapping for God. It's what I like to do, so I'm doing it for you. Whisper. Whisper for God, whisper for God. It's what I like to do, so I'm doing it for you. Whisper for God, whisper for God. It's what I like to do, so I'm doing it for you. We're gonna shout. Shouting for God, shouting for God. It's what I like to do, so I'm doing it for you. Shouting for God, shouting for God. It's what I like to do, so I'm doing it for you. Let's jump again. Jumping for God, jumping for God. It's what I like to do, so I'm doing it for you. Jumping for God, jumping for God. It's what I like to do, so I'm doing it for you. Well, good job, guys. Hope you enjoyed that. Hope you got some good actions. Okay, so we're going to do Down in My Heart again, and I'm just going to pause at random times. To be honest with you, I don't have them planned, so I didn't even know when I'm going to pause. And you have to freeze as well, okay? I've got this joy, 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 joy down in my heart. Down in my heart. Down in my heart. I've got this joy, joy, joy. Joy down in my heart, down in my heart to stay. And I'm so happy, so very happy. I've got the love of Jesus in my heart. And I'm so happy, so very happy. I've got the love of Jesus in my heart. I've got that peace that passes understanding down in my heart. Down in my heart. Down in my heart. I've got that peace that passes understanding down in my heart. Down in my heart to stay. And I'm so happy, so very happy. I've got the love of Jesus in my heart. And I'm so happy, so very happy. I've got the love of Jesus in my heart. I've got the love of Jesus down in my heart. Down in my heart. Down in my heart. I've got the love of Jesus, Jesus down in my heart. Down in my heart to stay. And I'm so happy, so very happy. I've got the love of Jesus in my heart. And I'm so happy, so very happy. I've got the love of Jesus in my heart. Well, great. Hope you were able to freeze when we did that then. Put this back. Right, so as I said, this is our second week of going through the book of Esther, and I just wanted to give you, like I did last year, the big idea as we begin this kind of session together today now. So here is the big idea coming on the screen now. We should celebrate the differences God created us with. All right, so as we start thinking about this theme, we're going to play a game that I've made. And the game is called, Is This Animal from Canada? Okay, so I'm going to give you a list. You're going to see a picture on the screen, and I'm going to tell you what the animal is. And you have to guess if the animal is from Canada, and if it's not, where it might be from. So let's look at this first one. It's an elephant. Is it from Canada? No, this is from Asia or Africa. Okay, here's another one. It's a moose. Yeah, this one is from Canada. Did you get that one? Okay, next one is a lion. Is that from Canada? No, that's from Africa. It's a nice graphic of Africa there. Okay, this is a beaver. Is this from Canada? Yes, it is. These are in Canada. Next animal is an ostrich. Is it from Canada? Nope, nope. This one is in Africa. What's next? A zebra. This is actually my favorite animal, a zebra. And it is from Africa. It's not from Canada. Okay, next one is a puffin. Is it from Canada? Is it in Canada? Yes, it is. It is from Canada. I love little puffins. Next one, koala. Ooh, where's this one? Is it from Canada or not? It is from Australia, not from Canada. Okay, next one, a panda. They look fun, don't they? I think they're probably a bit more vicious than they look. And this is from Asia, or more specifically China, in Asia. Okay, polar bear. Is this one from Canada or in Canada? It is in Canada. I think I'd have got that one wrong before I made the game. Okay, two more. A llama. Is the llama from Canada? Nope, unless you're going to a safari, it is in South America. Okay, last one. The green lizard. No, this one's not from Canada. It is from Europe. It's actually called a European green lizard, and I kind of cheated and took out the word European. Okay, so there we go. How many did you get? We did 12. What did you get out of 12? Did you get 12? Maybe you did. Good for you if you did. And were you able then to guess where the animal was from? And it's amazing, isn't it, with all those animals? Some from Canada, some from Africa, Asia, Europe, Australia, South America. And it's so fun to celebrate how different all of them are. They're so different, all the different kinds of animals. And there is also lots of differences between people. And those differences should be celebrated as well. And they are also incredibly exciting. But in today's story in Esther, as we get introduced to the character of Esther, you might remember last week the king got rid of his queen because she wouldn't do what he said. And so he's now without a queen. And so now we get introduced to Esther in the story. And in today's story, we're going to see how the celebration of differences isn't always the case for some. And so let's hear this story from Esther, chapter 2, now. The king wanted a new queen. He gathered all the beautiful girls in Babylon so he could choose one of them to be his queen. One of them was Esther, who lived with her cousin Mordecai. The king liked Esther best, and he picks her to be queen. But she did not tell him she was a Jew for fear that she would be harmed. Isn't that sad that she wasn't able to share fully who she was and it wasn't able to be celebrated? Well, I'm going to look at this theme a little bit more with one of you guys now in a little interview I did. Hope you enjoyed it last week. And we're going to watch that interview together now. Hello.
Hi.
How was your week?
Good. You?
It was good. It was nice. This week, we are continuing our series on Esther. Let's start with favorite animal.
Well, I like a lot of animals. I like ducks, platypuses, sharks, most of the animals.
I've drawn a duck, but it looks more like a bird.
Yeah, looks like good.
Yeah, you don't have to pity that one. What is your favorite thing about being Canadian?
Getting to say that I'm Canadian.
Just saying you're Canadian because Canada just embraces so many cultures. And it's
Yeah.
kind of like, now I obviously am not Canadian.
No.
I am English. Now in English we have quite a few weird words, but I have got some funny English words, and I want you to see if you can figure out what they might mean.
Yeah.
Okay? Kip.
Baby.
A baby. It means have a sleep. To have a kip. Bits and bobs.
Food.
Food? No, it's like little random little things.
Oh,
like
yeah, I knew
bits
that one. Bits and bobs. We said.
like bits and pieces, bits and pieces kind of thing.
Buddy. Buddy. Does it mean butter?
No, but it's something that butter goes on.
Croissant.
No, it's like a sandwich. If you have a butty, it's like having a sandwich. Hunky dory.
Hunky dory.
if everything's hunky-dory, everything is great.
Really?
A chin wag.
Let's do this.
Yeah. No, it's to have like a chat. Because yeah, like if you're chatting with someone, you're having a chin wag.
You told me that one before.
Yeah, I probably have. I find that one quite funny. A kerfuffle.
Kerfuffle.
You got to use this one in a sentence.
I'm stuck in a kerfuffle. Like I'm stuck in a problem or.
Yeah, it is. Like this is such a mess. This is a kerfuffle.
Do you call vacuums hoovers?
Yes, I do. It's great, isn't it? All the different cultures. It's fun to celebrate the differences we all have in our different countries.
Yeah.
So this week's story is continuing to look at Esther.
Yeah.
So last week, the king kind of got rid of his queen, and then the queen's gone. So that means now the king's without a queen. So he then sends out a message and gets all the women to come, and he kind of wants to pick a new queen. Esther lives with her cousin Mordecai. They decide that she should go, and she ultimately gets picked. Esther's the queen. Okay.
No, Esther's above the crown.
That's a good point. That's a good point.
Yeah.
Is that better?
Yeah.
What we're thinking about this week is the way that Esther doesn't share that she's a Jew. Like the important part of kind of who she is and her background, she doesn't get to celebrate that. She has to kind of hide that away for fear that she might get hurt. Do you have any thoughts on that?
I mean, I think it's just wrong that she has to hide that of fear of getting hurt, because everyone should be able to embrace their culture instead of hide it.
Yeah, I agree. I definitely agree. Yeah, and so that's kind of what we're going to say today, how God made us each differently, and those things shouldn't be shied away because God did things on purpose, so he wants to celebrate those, right? I've got a magic trick.
Right.
Now here, you can see I have some animals.
Monkey.
A lion, rhino.
Giraffe. Elephant. Hippo.
Yeah. The story goes that these 6 animals making their way across Africa. They were doing pretty well, but they decided after a while, one of them needed to be a leader.
Yeah.
Now, what I would like to do is I'd like to see how good you were at figuring out which one they chose as the leader.
Okay.
So the first thing they did is they lined up and they had someone say odd or even. So you need to say odd or even.
Even.
Even. So you want to get rid of the even ones. I don't know if you can see, there's the hippo, the rhino, and there's the monkey, okay?
Sam, you mean the elephant? You said the hippo.
Yeah, sorry, yeah, thank you. So that leaves us these 3. Think about one to eliminate. Were you thinking about the lion?
No.
Were you thinking about the hippo?
Yeah.
Okay, so we will eliminate the hippo. Think of one real quick, and I'm going to count to 3, and you're just going to just say it out loud really quick. Okay, ready?
Yeah.
1, 2, 3.
Lion.
Okay, so you've chosen the giraffe to be the leader. There's a mark that they give the leader. Now, if you look on the back, look, that was the elephant. The hippo, just a plain card. Monkey, rhino, lion, plain card. Now, you chose the giraffe. Now, on the back of the giraffe, it says the word leader.
Whoa. Well, Sam, I just want to compliment you on how good those animals were drawn.
Thank you. I really appreciate that. And the reason I kind of used animals is just because of, obviously, they're all so different. They've all got so many different skills. They've got different looks. I was at the safari yesterday. I saw a zebra like hanging out with a giraffe. They look completely different. They look completely different, but they're just hanging out. And there's an ostrich running around. How great is that? No big deal. Everyone's just very fine. Everyone's different. It's all just being celebrated. Is there anything you would like to show me? Do you have anything you've worked on?
Well, I have a picture I drew.
Yeah, let's see it.
Okay, 1 second.
All right. I hope she comes back.
And his name is Plumber Man.
Plumber Man.
He has a little dog name for uh,
I was like, yeah.
Plum Puppy. Because Plumber Man can perfectly fine fight with the power of plums. Plumber, he has a plumber gun which shoots little plumbers. And then Plumber Puppy can shrink and then like climb up, and he goes under your back, climbs up, and then goes and puts a tracker on you. But he can also start fighting, but he's so small that you don't see him. So it's like you have a bug on you. So you're like,
Oh, I like that.
and then Plumber Puppy, he also has grenades. He's poop
Okay.
grenades.
Have a good rest of your day.
You too.
And yeah, hopefully I will see you soon.
Bye.
See you later. Have a good day. Have fun apple picking.
Thank you.
Well, that was great. Thank you so much. I love doing those interviews. They are so much fun. I'm sure you know this, but I am not Canadian. I am, in fact, English. I come from England, and you can tell that from the way I say things like tomato and water. But there's actually lots of other things that make me English, just as there are many things that make Canadians Canadians, and wherever it is that you may be from. And those things need to be celebrated. In today's story, Esther hid from her family background and who she was as a Jew for fear of being treated unfairly if it was found out. And isn't that sad? That instead of Esther's culture and the differences being celebrated and learned about, it was kept quiet in fear. Lots of people today are still mistreated because of their differences. There are many people in Canada who have made a home here, who have come from many different places, and maybe you are one of them. And I pray that we would celebrate the differences God has created us with, celebrate the different backgrounds, celebrate the different cultures that we bring together. Let's make sure we do that, because it is my belief that as we do that, we see the full picture of who God is, as he has created all these different people, all these different kinds of cultures, all these different backgrounds, all in his image. So let's explore and celebrate those all together. Well, we are now going to do a craft together. I've got a video that I've prepared to make, that I've prepared and made for you to watch now as we do a little craft. You don't have to do it with me. If you want to, you can just remember, or you can go back and watch it again. But we're going to be making a little craft together, and you can maybe carry it on after this has finished if you would like. So let's watch that together now. All right, guys, here is our activity for today. You saw in our game that there's lots of different flags for different countries. Canada has a flag and it looks like this. England has a flag and it looks like this. America has a flag and it looks like this. And then so on and so forth. And every country has a flag. Now, I thought it'd be fun if we could make a flag for God's world. So a flag for the entire world that God has created. Now, you could do this in a variety of different ways. So I'm going to go with this idea that I've got a circle for the world. And then I'm going to draw little bits on the world to make it look real. That at the moment. And then I'm going to put some people on it, or around it maybe. And then I'm going to put a heart around my whole flag, so I kind of feel like, so I'm looking like this at the moment. And then I want to draw God somewhere smiling. So actually maybe I'll draw God as a face around the heart. So that's just a really simple basic idea. You could just use a lot of colours, you can colour the whole thing in. I think if I was to keep going further, I'd want to colour in some of the sea as well. Maybe also colour in some of the land. Colour in the heart. And finally colour in some of God's face. Alright, then if you would like, you can add the little thing so you can wave it. So I've just got a kind of a popsicle stick. I've got some glue. Just going to glue this side here. And there you go. There's my flag for God's world. Don't forget to send me what you got. I'd love to see it. Great. Well, I hope you will share those with me, the flags that you come up with. I'd love to see what you create. Well, that is it for Sunday School at Home today. Thank you so much for joining me. It's been a lot of fun as we've learned about Esther 2 and celebrating the differences that we have. We're going to close now with our song from Esther, which I hope you enjoy, just to help you learn the story just a little bit better. There is a devotional that you can do throughout the week. It goes up on our website around Sunday night and Monday morning. So I hope you enjoy that. But otherwise, thank you for joining me, and I hope I see you again soon. Bye.
Let's meet Esther, who was brave and a beautiful queen. She heard a terrible plan of someone who was mean. The man's name was Haman, and he hated Mordecai. Haman made a decree to kill all of his kind, and there was nothing he could do. Mordecai said to Esther, "Tell the king something's amiss." He said, "What if you were made queen for such a time as this?" Esther knew she'd get in trouble for going to the king, so she asked for the Jews to pray for her, and waited 3 long days. Esther put on her robes and went before the king. The king was so happy, he said he'd give her anything. Esther held 2 banquets and told him everything. The king was angry and asked, who would do such a thing? Who would do such a thing? Esther said that Haman was the man, the one who came up with the plan. Haman was terrified, he went pale with fright. The king ordered Haman killed on that night. That very night. But the plot was still in place, and the Jews were in harm's way. The king issued a decree, defend yourselves however you may. The Jewish people